Hello and welcome. So we have given the triangle below, solve for y. Okay, so first off, we see y on this outer segment here. We also see a y on this little inner line there. Okay, and we're also told a few other important things. Our first goal is to try to figure out, okay, what is y? Well, we need to set up a relationship between where we see the y's, right? How does the two yellow segment lengths relate to each other? Well, let's look at the other parts of the triangle. We see these single dashes, right? In geometry, that means that these lengths are congruent or the same as each other. So that means this length from there to there is the same as that length. They are congruent, meaning that there's a middle point where that segment is starting called a midpoint, because that midpoint is the halfway mark between two equal lengths. Okay, same thing on the other side. The double dashes are congruent to double dashes, so that means those are the same length. Here's your other midpoint. Okay, and this is important because then we get to use a theorem that says that any connection between your midpoints, or in other words, this lovely line right there, creates a mid-segment. And mid-segments are parallel, which is what we see those little arrows meaning, are parallel to one of the sides of the triangle. And when we have mid-segments parallel to sides of the triangle, we get a cool property that says that this little segment right there is half of the length of the larger one. So you can do this double half relationship where you could double the smaller length to get to the larger length. Or you can half the larger length to get to the smaller length. Alright, so you could do half of the large for y minus 6 equals the small, y plus 46. Or you could do double the small equals the large. Okay, now either of these is going to give you the correct answer. They are equivalent to each other. Now I find students generally have a harder time with fractions, so I'm going to use the one with whole numbers just as a personal preference. Okay, so I'm going to distribute the 2. Our goal is to solve for y. The parentheses is not doing you any favors. So then we do 2 times 46, which will give us 92, I believe, equals for y minus 6. All right, your goal is to solve for y. Y equals is your goal, so we need to combine those together. I like keeping stuff positive, so I'm going to subtract the 2y on both sides. And I'm also going to add the 6 in the same step as well. So then those are going to cancel, and we're left with 92 plus 6, so 98, equals 4 minus 2, which is 2. So then we have 2y equals 98. Undo multiplication with division, and y equals half of 98. Or in other words, y is 49. There you go. Now, generally, you would want to double check just to be sure that you're not going to get any negative values when you plug it in. But 4 times 49 minus 6, that'll be positive. No need to worry about that. Same thing here, right? So then you'd be done. Now, let's say that if we had a decimal, if you need to round to a second decimal place, let's say that we had like 11.5479 to 11. Okay, 1 at the end. And if we want to round at the second decimal place, that means that this is the number we round to. So you look at the third number, which is a 7, you say, okay, does 7 round up or down? It rounds up, so then your decimal would be 11.55. Okay, that was just a random example I pulled. Alright, but if you need to round, keep in mind you're looking at the third number to round to the second. But that's it, you're done. Thanks for watching.